Hey everyone, it's Lethal. Just a little heads up, I'm about to start doing quite a bit of giveaways. In order to be eligible for these giveaways, you need to be following me on all of my socials, or as many socials as you're able to, because I know that some of you are not able to have certain platforms. Having said that, I'm sure the very next question is, what will I be giving away? Well, one of the main things that I will be giving away are 7-day trials to No Ping. If you don't know what No Ping is basically a PC only application that helps to increase your FPS and lower your ping. The other thing I'll be giving away is obviously V-Bucks, and that's something that more people will find useful, especially if you're on console. I look forward to congratulating some of the winners. Also, I hope you enjoy the video. Have a great day and we'll see you next time. One of the biggest issues that I see when I play with just regular players or casual players like friends and things is when we're picking a spot to land, they all want to go to the biggest POIs with the most people. And I get it, it's fun, it's exciting, there's a lot going on, but realistically, I don't even go there in my solos. I kind of stick to the smaller POIs, or I land on the outskirts of a big POI, and once the fighting has settled down a little bit, even though the players typically have more health and shield and good guns by then, I tend to want to take those fights more than just scrambling for weapons and finding only ammo on the ground and then dying right away. Another thing I do is immediately upon landing anywhere, if I land a big POI and it calms down, I start looking for fights close by, or I start listening to see if there's shooting, which by the way, I shouldn't have to tell you this, but if you don't have visualized sound effects enabled in your sound settings, turn them on. It's going to give you so much more information. You'll be so much more aware of what's actually going on around you, whether it be footsteps, shooting, vehicles approaching, anything. Next thing is, you're going to want to practice in creative, because the amount of games that you're going to have to play in order to get really, really good is it's more. You can play a ton of games and waste a ton of time, or you can go in creative and spend the same amount of time but actually improve faster. The choice is really yours, as well as warming up and doing things like aim training. Because a battle royale game is made up of several different things. A lot of it is aim, which you can practice in creative, but most of it I think is made up of other small situational things that you're actually just gonna have to get your hands dirty and do. Right now, there aren't any creative maps with the new weapons or items in, so your best bet at practicing with things like the grappler or the new shotguns, ARs, and SMGs and snipers is to actually get into a game and play it. I mean, definitely warm up, do box fights, zero build 1v1s and things like that, but for the most part, you are going to have to spend at least half of your time playing battle royale games if you want to know what's going on at all. I've seen plenty of people that play nothing but creative completely clap everyone in the lobby. They get into a single battle royale match and they don't know what to do at all and end up losing in the dumbest way possible. If you're still watching this video at this point, maybe hit that subscribe button. Being able to hit snipes back to back or consecutively will help you to do tons of damage and end fights quickly. And the best part, from a distance. If you do a lot of damage with snipers, you don't have to do much in close quarters, and that includes trading shots. Now, a lot of times if you hit a good body shot, it's a no-brainer to switch to an AR and finish them off. Even if you don't finish them off, you can then close the distance and finish the fight close range while they're weak. A lot of times they're going to run, but this is where hitting headshots comes into play. The more headshots you hit, the less an enemy can do because they're basically gone. Even if you're in duos or squads, you can knock a player and they're useless until they get picked up. But even if you don't hit those headshots, body shots will pretty much take almost half of their health. Then you can use your HP advantage to send them straight back to the lobby. If you want to get better at builds, master the art of surprise. Try to deal as much damage as possible before the building even starts. That way, most of the time, your opponent will be too worried about defending themselves to really be that aggressive. But be careful, because if you leave yourself open, you will get shot in the face. In this situation, my enemy was pretty much running the entire time, and they didn't really try to attack me until the very end. It was really easy to spot where they were hiding because they would box up. So I would basically just look for a cone and then start attacking where I think they are. You might think that I can see my opponent, but truthfully, it's all guesswork. And most of the time it's right, but still. There are moments where an opponent will completely throw me off, so don't feel bad if it happens to you. Sometimes fights get so sloppy that your opponent doesn't really build at all. It's kind of sad, but I can honestly say that at some point I was there too. I was that player panicking and barely throwing up the right amount of builds. We all have to start somewhere, but the last thing you want to do is let someone in your box and right in your face. The point of builds is to create some separation in your fight, and if you use them correctly, you can deal damage and also avoid taking damage at the same time, which unfortunately for this player, they did not do. And while you don't want to spend your entire game running, there is a time and a place to get the heck out of there. In this clip, I'm landing on a player at snooty steps and the only thing I have is a sniper, so obviously I'm going to go for the no scope. I get knocked while trying to go for the double pickaxe, but it's not over there. As you can clearly see, I body block him, preventing him from moving forward to the side or even jumping. Not 100% sure if that's why he died, but try this next time you get downed. There's a reason why in Chapter 5 a lot of players still hard scope with snipers. And so you should never underestimate someone when they do this. This player found out the hard way. If you haven't already, consider using lethal_Heir in the Fortnite item shop. If you think that people are cheating when you get sniped in the bush, consider this. I actually don't play in 1080p anymore. I play in 1440p so I can see things like this. Would you be mad if this happened to you? I know I would. And playing at a higher resolution doesn't just help with bushes, it helps with aiming in general. I can see more of the player. I still do miss some of my shots. This is gonna happen because players move and try to dodge you. Overall, the pros outweigh the cons. What do you think? Because you're definitely going to see a drop in FPS, but I get 400 to 500 frames on average in games, so it doesn't really affect me that much. One reason is because I use NVIDIA DLSS. For AMD GPUs, it's called FSR. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Why don't you check out another from my channel?